Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy BBX, and today we're going to break down my track, Shook. And so we're just going to get right into it. Let's go. All right, so let's just take a listen to the intro and see what we got started off with. So obviously there's like a couple impacts here. I typically use a lot of the same like impacts and swooshes as with my other tracks. So as you can see, there's like swooshes up, swooshes down, things like that. So that's that. And then we have this like drum pattern here. So we have like this break beat here. We have a clap. We have like a DJ Slink kind of break beat look sounding thing. I might have already said break beat. Whoops. So we've got cymbals here. We've got a clap, break beat. Let me just play that. So this group is like being it's being like high cut, so it's like being brought in over time. You see that? And then all right, so then what we got underneath is we got this little pad, which kind of goes on all the way until the drop happens. It just kind of comes in over time, I believe. So it just sounds like this. Right, so we've got that. Let's listen. There you go. So now you can hear everything. And if you listen really close, you can hear the police sound effect. Because like I said, I wanted to create an environment. For this song, so I just threw a siren in there. And then we get into the samples. So here's the sample right here that I used. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook. So what I did was I took it and I like low cut, compressed, and then I used a comb filter in Serum Effects with the vocals to kind of give it like this robot kind of sound. So if you listen close, I'll turn it off. Scared to look, they shook, 'cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook, 'cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Yeah, so that's what that is. And yeah, then there's another one that's like scared to death. It's like pitched down. Scared to death and scared to look, they shook, 'cause ain't no such things as halfway crook. So yeah, and while that's coming in, let's take a listen here. So we have like a bunch happening now, right? So let's take a look here and we'll just open some stuff up. So we have this kind of little pad going on right here. So this kind of acts as a counter melody to this right here. So if you listen. Right? And then at the same time that happens, we have like the horns hitting. And they usually sound really good with all that. And then there's like the... right? So it's like covering up all that character that's coming from the horns being stretched so much. So while the buildup is happening, we have a lot going on. So we have like this snare coming through. And then we have sweeps going up and down. So we have this one that's like, we have this kind of going down at the same time. So it kind of creates like a and then a at the same time with the horn, right? And then I like designing these kind of sounds. This is like a super saw that I made in Serum that has like a pitch bend. So it's like a super saw, but you turn the detune up all the way and you turn the unison up all the way. And then literally you just take the pitch wheel and you just put it like all the way up and then automate this up. So I'll show you the automation. So it's like going up, and this is what it sounds like. Like it's just sounding more and more intense, which I love. And yeah, that's what's all happening at the same time. So let's get to the right before the drop. Let me actually unsolo that. All right, so we got my signature gun click and glass breaking happening right here, and the snare. So like you got the, and then you got the glass break to kind of add more impact to the drop. And then over here you got my signature snare roll that I love using. All right, so let's talk about the let's talk a little bit about the growl first. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but it's literally just like a hit. It's just like, and if you want to learn more about how to do this kind of stuff, like I said, I suggest checking out Barely Alive's tutorial on growls. You'll learn really quickly like how that kind of stuff is put together, and you could like put your own twist on it. But I don't want to show you mine because it's my secret sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's my secret sauce. All right. And then so after that, we have all of these like super saws stacked on top of each other. So I'll show you. It's 3 layers actually. So the first layer is this. So that's the main one you hear, and then underneath of that is this one, which is a lot like wider. It's kind of for stereo width. And then this one here is like kind of just like a normal saw for like in the middle. Right? When you put them all together, it like kind of fills the whole spectrum of like super saw. And then in the middle of everything, I have these like glitches that I like resampled. Right? And then here's another one here. Like this is just like effect resample craziness. And those are a lot of fun to make. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's a sample that I made, or not a sample, that's a preset that I put together. And it's pretty straightforward. It's just like you just gotta find like I used like the massive wavetables for Serum, and then what I did after that was I just put a bunch of effects on, hyperdimension for like stereo width, filtering to kind of like modulate and destroy the sound, chorus to kind of add a little bit of like texture, phaser to kind of like kind of smear it a little bit, distortion to destroy it even more, compressor to glue all that together, EQ to kind of shape the sound into what I wanted, and then like a delay. It's like a very, very slight delay to kind of add a little bit of taste at the end. But it's very, very quick. This is a preset that I made before, and I had it saved, and I just kind of pulled it up because I wanted something that was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? This is one of those songs that I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do before I even really made it, and like it came together very, very fast. So also the sub bass is just a phase plant, is just a simple sub bass. So I typically use phase plant because I think it has the cleanest subs in my opinion. Like I just like the way it sounds. So yeah, there's that. So let's continue into the drop. Oh yeah, the drums are just simple. Like I used a lot of like splice samples, so it's just like an AC Slater open hat, and then like just some random kick I found. I wanted something boomy, and then I used like an AC Slater clap. I love that. So then I used a amen break in the middle to kind of pause it, because I think doing break beats in the middle of drops, so it's just like then you come right back like bam, and then you can come right back. So it's like all right, so now we're into this this other synth right here. This is kind of a layer that adds on to add a feel of progression. So it's literally the same pattern and as these, except it's just up higher. It's another higher super saw that I made myself. So it's kind of these chants down here is just me saying yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I recorded that in a separate session. I have like a whole vocal pack of samples for myself to use in my own music. And then, so it gets into the second half of the first drop, and then we actually maintain the same preset here for the most part, except I changed the wavetable to like this Virtual Riot wavetable for Serum. So like these up here, I'll show you the old one. So the old one is literally just like a super saw run through a bunch of effects, right? And you see the wavetable right there. It's just a saw wave. But if we go here, you'll see that this one is a saw wave, but it's a Virtual Riot wavetable called Saw Intervals, and I think it's, yeah, there it is. And like I just put it up, one of them, and it just sounded so much cooler. So I'll play it how it is. So it was originally, actually we'll do this one. Right, so this is it by itself, like this is normal, and then here's that wavetable. It just sounded cooler, so I did that with all three of these, same layers. So you got a high, you got a mid, and then you got like the main beef. So we got the same glitches kind of happening and the same growls to kind of add a sense of like call and response. And then after that, it kind of goes through that whole spiel, and then the drop ends. I put another one of those builds on the end to kind of give the listener a feel for when the drop's going to end. So then it breaks back down into pretty much like what was in the intro. So on this one, on the second drop, I took a completely different approach, dude. So on the second drop, I turned it into like pretty much like slow tear out. So I opened up with the initial like house pattern. So it goes like, and then I just go crazy with it. So then I add these I add like this drum pattern. I'll just play it so that way you can hear, but I'm going to open up this drum pattern so you can kind of see what we got going on. All right, so what I essentially did was I took this synth over here and duplicated it down, and then like put like a low pass kind of sweep in, so that way when it comes in, you'll see. All right, so for that growl, it's essentially the same thing as my other growl, but it's just like longer and extended, and I'm like automating like all kinds of stuff. So I can see I'm automating the pitch, automating like the frequency and stuff like that. Let me I didn't even solo it right. And then I have these where are they at? I have these like guns that I made. I really enjoyed making these. I just made those in a separate session, I believe. And then there's like this serum that kind of goes along with it. So it kind of like pitches around so that way it matches the pattern of the guns. And then the drums are like, you know, very tear outy. So you got like this crash. You had like the kick clap layer. You've got like. So you have that amen break coming in at the same time as well. So as you can hear, I bring that little high pitch layer in again. There we go. That right there is my track Shook. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys enjoyed me just, going through and show you how I came up with this and like how I created it and put it together. Thank you guys for supporting, and I'm going to try to do some more breakdowns in the future. So yeah, peace.